Run it. This one the hit, yo. Lady Sarojini. Bless up everyone. This is Trod and Ben from Jamaica here representing for the host, Lady Sarojini with the Caribbean Connection Show. Hey, Panwa, 93.5 FM, CHMR 11. I'm another criminal, so get on your searching. But let me tell you though, if you never know, I'm an island man with an African culture. No drugs, no in my bag. I like your leg, oh yeah. Your bumper is a magnet. I stick on like a magnet.
Yeah, it's magnetic. Join Sarojini on Caribbean Connections, Thursdays at 1. Walk through the sands with poetry from our great leaders and academics. Jive with us to soca, reggae, chutney, and calypso. Get your current cricket results, meet special guests, and more. Every Thursday, 11:30 Eastern, 1 p.m. Newfoundland time.
Hi, this is Vinod from New York City, and you're listening to Sarojini on the Caribbean Connections.
Hello, everyone. This is Sarojini, the host of Caribbean Connections. I want to thank you so much for tuning in during this Black History Month 2025. And I also want to point out that this is Caribbean Connections' 8th year. We are entering our 8th year. We just finished our 7th year. We've been celebrating Black History Month for the last 6 years. So I want to thank you all for staying with us, for supporting us, and just for being with us all through these years. I know there's a lot of stuff out there that you can be doing, but we're so thankful and grateful that you've stayed with us. So today we have a very special guest, Laurabel Mba. Now, I'll tell you more about Laurabel later on in the program, and you'll get to hear her interview as well. But before we go any further, let's open up this wonderful day with Queen Africa, and this is Lioness on the Rise.
Are you ready? 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 When the roll is called out, I'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of times. We'll be taking care of all the children thereof. But if it's required, we'll be on the front line. You can call me by my name. I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. Lioness is on the rise, don't you ever have doubt. Never say never, willingness forever to fight and be strong. Once it's for better, I'll write every letter and moving right along. And I'll roll with the punches, accept changes, work with the formula, do what I have to do. And call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. Lioness is on the rise, don't you ever have doubt. When you are willing to serve, we have room to observe, to see if you can walk the walk you tell. you my word. My voice must be heard. Bravery is a piece of my heart. Call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never tap out. A lioness is on the rise. Don't ever have no doubt. When the roll is called up, we'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of time. We'll be taking care of all the children thereof. But if it's required, we'll be on the front lane. You can call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. A lioness is on the rise, ready to roll. Call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. I'm ready when you're ready.
Welcome back. Today we're celebrating Black History Month and for the rest of February. But today is special because it is the first of a 4-part series celebrating Black History Month here on CHMR on our program Caribbean Connections. So please allow me to take a few minutes to introduce you to our first guest, Laurabel Mba, who is the founder of Laurabel Mba Consulting. As the founder of Laurabel Mba Consulting, Laurabel is a dedicated advocate and leader in diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, and anti-racism. You will hear it by the acronym DEIB-AR. She's a compelling public speaker and the host of Out of the Fog, which is a local programming on Rogers TV here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Laurabel uses her platform to amplify the voices of the BIPOC, marginalized, and underrepresented communities. With a background in business and DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion certifications, including the DISM, Laurabel's expertise is widely recognized. Additionally, Laurabel is a contributing writer for the Newfoundland and Labrador Organization of Women Entrepreneurs, the acronym NLOWE, magazine sharing insights on equitable leadership and support for women entrepreneurs. Laurabel Mba was honored as one of Canada's top 100 most powerful women. She's also the recipient of the Women in Communication and Technology 2024 Entrepreneur of the Year Award, the Canadian Tire Community Impact Award, and the Women's Executive Network, and the St. John's Regatta Media Person of the Year title. She has also received nominations from the 2022 NL Human Rights Award and the 2024 YWCA Circle of Distinction Award. So everyone, please put your hands together and join me in welcoming Laurabel Mba to our program here, celebrating the first week of Black History Month on Caribbean Connections. Good afternoon, Laurabel. Welcome to Caribbean Connections. How are you today?
I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, listen, I know you're a busy gal, and I am also honored to have you on the program. And as you know, this is Caribbean Connections' 7th year, but it's our 6th year featuring folks from the Black community and beyond. They could be in Ontario as well, or in Newfoundland and Labrador, or in any province that's making an impact to not only the province, but the Canadian society as a whole. And I know you've done so many wonderful things, and I can't wait for our guests and our listeners to hear you. So let's start at the beginning. Tell us a little bit about your arrival into Canada, how you got here, and in particular to Newfoundland and Labrador.
So I think it's a funny story because people always ask, like, when they say, where are you from? And I was like, I need you to pick a point in time and I can tell you where I lived at that point in time. But my family originated from Nigeria. So I moved to Canada when I was 8 and we landed in Ontario. So I grew up in like Toronto proper, so Kipling and Steeles, from the time we landed up until I was in grade 7. Mm-hmm. And then we moved to Oakville, which is a suburb in the GTA area. And that's where I was in from grade 8 till about grade 11. And then in grade 11, my parents looked at me and said, you're moving to Alberta. And I had a mild crisis of self. And I was like, Alberta is like the country. It's cowboys. I'm not fit to be with cowboys.
Yeah, cowboys and oil. Cowboys and oil.
It was cowboys and oil, and I was like, that was not me. But Alberta was a really pivotal moment in teaching me to kind of spread my wings and try out new things. So I was in Alberta for grade 12 in my gap year. Mm-hmm. And then I had gone on a trip to Italy in grade 11 when I was in Ontario. And so when the university career fair situation was going on, Memorial University was there. And I was like, looking at all the things I would want to do, I wasn't really sure where I was going to end up. And then I found out Memorial had an exchange program through the international business degree, and you could go to Italy. And I was like, this is it. This is my flight. This is the way I get back to Italy. And so through the jigs and reels, I applied to Memorial. Thought I was going to end up at Grenfell because I liked the chalet style living. And I was like, oh, I want to be in a chalet, in a little Alps style situation. Don't know what I did, but when the flight touched down, I was in St. John's and I was very confused because it was not a chalet that I was going to be moving into. I was moving into the Burton's Pond Apartments, but that was in 2011 and I've been here kind of ever since.
Wow. Well, we welcome you, and we are happy that you had this sort of rerouted flight, and in a roundabout way, you ended up in Newfoundland, huh?
Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh. Now, you also, as you mentioned, you worked in Ontario, you worked in Alberta, and then you had this exchange program. Now, tell us about the degree you did, what you did with that afterwards, some of the experiences you had in St. John's and maybe beyond.
So I came to Newfoundland to do my bachelor's of business. First, I thought I was going to go into the commerce program, but I ended up just doing a BBA straight. And then I focused on marketing and human resources. Those were the parts that really lit me up through my business program. Yeah. There are some people who do business and accounting is for them, and others do marketing. And I did accounting and cried all the way through. And then I remember I just need to just get through it. So I realized accounting wasn't for me. Marketing was probably what I was going to do. And that was a bug I got in high school during a marketing course that I had happened to take. I was like, okay, doing this again makes me happy. Did marketing. And then when I finished, I I worked as what people know as the credit card people at like the Canadian Tire gas bars and all that. And that was my first marketing job. And then I realized that was more sales, and I was not cut out for marketing and sales in that particular fashion. But then I got the chance to work for Mary Brown's as a marketing coordinator, and it was my first full-time grown-up job in the marketing space. And what I really loved about that role was, as a local marketing coordinator, it was my job to get franchisees to spend 1% of their profits on marketing in a community sense. And so that's where I realized I really loved working in the community sector and getting marketing and community together. I, from there, went to work for WXN Cares, and that was where the not-for-profit bug really hit and really sank its claws in. So I worked for WXN Cares, and then I worked for the Canadian Mental Health Association and did tech for a little bit, but then launched into my own consulting company.
Yes, and I believe you said in 2003 you launched Laurabel, the website. Laurabel Mba Consulting. Laurabel, sorry, I'll say it properly. Laurabel Mba Consulting.
Yes, I did.
What led you, and what was like the impetus for you to form or to create this company and the website?
So for me, my consulting company kind of started smaller. So before it, I had my son in 2019. And for a lot of people, so 2019, he was born. My son is biracial, but like he is the reason for everything that I do in this world. So in 2019, I was a new mom. 2020, she just turned 1, was going back to work, and then COVID hit. And I was like, okay, I just started a new job, but this is fine. We'll handle the pandemic.
Right.
And then in the midst of the pandemic, we had the George Floyd murder. And then that was the peak of the Black Lives Matter movement. And for me, anti-racism, diversity, and equity had always been things that I had to do for myself. As a Black woman working in corporate spaces, I had to advocate for myself. And then I knew I had a biracial son, and at some point I would have to do that self-advocacy and teach it to him so he could do it for himself. But I thought I would have time. And then 2020 showed me I didn't really have time, and that I was living in a predominantly white province. That's the way it looked. And I needed to make sure that he felt at home in his province, that this was going to be a space that he felt at home in. So I started doing more advocacy in terms of, it was a surprise to me that Black History Month wasn't a thing, because I'd grown up in Ontario and Alberta, and Black History Month was always a thing. And then I started looking around in Newfoundland and Labrador and realizing it wasn't as big of a deal, if a deal at all. So it was my first advocacy was getting Black History Month to be in the school systems. And then I launched this thing which is now called Race Table Talks, but started as Race to Dinner Newfoundland and Labrador after being inspired by Saria Rao and Regina Jackson, who are based out of the US, who had dinner parties where they were confronting what racism looked like with white women. And then I reached out to them, got trained by them, and then I launched it here. So my consultancy started as Race Table Talks Newfoundland and Labrador, just doing that, but then people asking for policy work and trainings. And so I went back to school to get certified in diversity, equity, and inclusion, and doing all that. And then
and where did you do the training for DIE?
Yeah, so I went to the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology and did their DEI certification. So that was a full certificate. And then I did the Human Resource Certification Organization. And then I recently finished my DISM, which was started by the International Standardization Organization certification on diversity and inclusion service management. So I did all those because I realized I was as someone who didn't really love school.
Yes.
Diversity and equity and inclusion became something that I realized I do love. And I like learning about it, and I like seeing how to help other people navigate such broad ideas in actual practice things and they can implement in their own lives. So I went to do the schooling so that I could help explain it to people, these concepts, these ideas, while also taking lived experience as a Black queer woman in corporate Canada and the corporate world.
Exactly. And how, with your website and your company, the consulting, how are you finding it? Like, between 2019, your son was born in 2019, and now that's 6 years ago now. Yeah. Have you seen any progression with inclusion and equity in the workplace and beyond here in Newfoundland and Labrador?
Yes. I would be lying if I said no. I have definitely seen progress being made. Has it been easy? I wouldn't say that. I think people sometimes take on more than they think they can handle in the idea of just checking off the diversity boxes. And then when it actually comes to making sure those spaces are safe and inclusive and anti-racist and equitable is where we struggle a little bit more. It's easy for us to say, I work in a diverse space. We have women, we have racialized people, we have queer folks, we have people with disabilities. We're doing pretty decent on checking off the diversity boxes. We're working on the inclusion and equity. And I think people are first it became all the rage. A lot of employers have the we are diverse, equal opportunity employer kind of thing. But I think when the wave started to kind of die down, you got to see who really is doing this for the good of actually creating equitable workspaces for their staff. And I think that's where we are right now, where those who are riding the wave have gotten off the wave and those who truly want to do the work are showing up and doing the work.
So do you find that you're getting a lot of calls to do the training, to go out, teach people about diversifying their workforce?
I think now when people get to see how I do it. So I think with a lot of people, when they hear these terms and things, it's a very scary thing to think that maybe you've been doing it wrong and that you're going to fail. So calling someone in to train you can be a very scary thing as well. So I'm lucky now that people have seen my approach to it. And I tell people, I don't bite. I'm not going to make you feel bad about where you might have misstepped before. You can only do better when you know better. And when people get to see my approach about it and how I bring it back to like the human in humans, to remind you to see my race, see my gender, see my identity, but also see that at the bare minimum, I am a human and so are you. And let's relate on those aspects as well. I think when people get to know that's how I do it, they're more likely to call because they realize it's not that scary to chat with me and to do a training with me.
Absolutely. And I commend you on doing such a marvelous job. I mean, I can certainly see Newfoundland also has come a long ways from since we were here. And I know it's a lot because of the work folks like you are doing, the Association for New Canadians as well, all these groups that are coming together to make Newfoundland better in terms of having a diversified workforce, you know. So thank you for that and keep on doing what you're doing, you know.
Thank you.
Now, I also know that you were honored as one of Canada's top 100 most powerful women, and you were the recipient of the Women in Communication and Technology 2024 Entrepreneur of the Year Award, and also the Canadian Tire Community Impact Award from the Women's Executive Network, and the St. John's Regatta Media Person of the Year. Wow, that's also remarkable. Congratulations. And before I go on with the other wonderful accomplishments, tell me how you feel about these accolades and what they mean to you.
They're surreal for me. And they're surreal because when I do the things I do, it's not for the awards or the accolades. I do it because I just want things to be a little bit better. If not for me, for the next person who comes after me, for my son and his friends and the generations that come after them.
Sure.
And then to find out that I won all these awards, and I step into the room with all the other people who've won for their work in DEI or any of the other spaces they find themselves. These are women I am in awe to be around because they inspire me. When I hear their stories of resilience, of hard work and dedication, I sit there and I was like, I'm a little fish in a very big pond. And I don't know who caught me and told me I could swim here, but thank you all for letting me be in your spaces. Because I see the people who work in our community who I think have made far greater an impact than I have. And I'm just the lucky one who was noticed this time. And so I use any time that I win something to talk about the great things that are happening here, to talk about the people who forged the path before me and who are working alongside me, because there are so many amazing individuals who I get to call colleagues in this line of work, who inspire me and keep me motivated. And then when it's times when things are hard, who are definitely there for me to lean on. And so I'm honestly so honored that people have noticed what I've done, but I also think it lets me shine a light on all the other people alongside me and the people whose shoulders I stand on.
Oh, absolutely. And once again, congratulations. You certainly is deserving of all of this. And to continue also, you received nominations for the 2022 Newfoundland and Labrador Human Rights Award and the 2024 YWCA Circle of Distinction Award, reflecting for immense contributions to DEIB-AR and social justice. Tell us about these last nominations and award and explain to us what's DEIB-AR.
No worries. I'll start with explaining that one because it's a mouthful of an acronym. So DEIB-AR stands for Diversity, Inclusion, Equity, Belonging, and Anti-Racism. And so those are the spaces in which I find myself in. So the work I do usually gets called DEI or DEIB, and I say I approach it from an anti-racist point of view because it's one thing to be inclusive and diverse, but if you don't challenge the ideas of racism and how they show up, you're forcing people with intersecting identities to put parts of themselves at the door. So I explain it like in a garden. Diversity is having all the beautiful flowers. Inclusion is making sure they each get what they need. Belonging is making sure that when you put your bouquet together, it looks really good and they all are happy to be there. Racism is the weed. If you do not kill the weed, your garden will never flourish. Your beautiful plants will never be, you will never have that bouquet at the end of the day. So my goal is to make sure that when you do all those other parts, that the weed never lives.
Those are good analogies. Very good analogies. The bouquet and the weeds, simple that everybody could understand from grade 5 all the way to post-secondary. Great.
Exactly. So, and then to be nominated for those awards, the Newfoundland and Labrador Human Rights Commission Award one was a shock because I didn't think I was doing anything worth being nominated for. I just thought, I'm just doing what I have to do because something has to be done at this point in time. And then for the YWCA Circle of Distinction, for the diversity and inclusion and all of that, I was like, what I'm doing is making an impact. And I'm so glad that it's reaching the people it needs to reach. And whether or not I win, that's not the importance of it. But the fact that I was nominated means someone else gets to hear about the work. Someone else gets to be inspired by the work, and someone else gets to know that they are worthy, they are valued, because someone is advocating on their behalf. And that's all I can ask for.
Absolutely. I'm curious to know, how is the reception towards you and the work you're doing and the message you're trying to get out there when you go into these spaces to talk about DEI and AR, anti-racism. How were you received?
I think there are usually two groups of people that usually end up in sessions that I have to do. There are those who are there because they're ready to do the work. And there are those who are there because work has mandated you sit in my session and be there. And usually people ask me, who are you teaching to? I'm not teaching to those who are there to do the work, because I know they will find the bits of knowledge and things that I present anyway, and they're ready to invest and they will unpack it. I'm teaching to those who are forced to be there, because at the very least, I need you to take the blinders off and see the reality of the way other people have to navigate the lives that they live in. And I do that because if they're not aware, they are going to be the biggest hindrance for organizations trying to create equitable environments in their workspace. Because if you have one person has the ability to shift an entire culture of an organization, whether it's a good culture or a bad culture. So I try to work with the people who don't want to be there, but have to be there. And so one of the key things when I'm doing a session is I let people participate anonymously. So my question and answer period, I'm not there to cancel you, to embarrass you in front of your colleagues. So you can ask questions without having to put your hand up and ask me a question. You can do polls and activities in a way that you are the only one who knows what your thoughts and feelings are. And then when you share your questions, I'm there to help it unpack it. So no one has to look at you and say, I can't believe you thought that. I can't believe you said that. It doesn't matter that you thought or said those things. It matters what happens now. So the feeling people usually get is, first, they're always a little awkward and uncomfortable when I come in. But then I let them know that I know they're awkward and uncomfortable, because the first time I ever had to do any kind of work in this space in terms of learning and unlearning, I was very awkward and uncomfortable. So I was like, this isn't the way you feel isn't bad. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. This is going to be a challenging situation, especially if you're confronted with uncomfortable truths about you and the way you lived your life, or about things that are going on in your family structures or in your friendships. There are going to be moments that feel yucky. And it's okay to feel yucky about these things. So I try to do it where, like, I know it's not always going to be easy, but my goal at the end of the day is, if nothing else, you know. If you don't change, that is fine. But at least you can't say you didn't know. And then that allows the people who are at risk of being harmed by things you may or may not do know that those are intentional actions and not accidents, and then they can decide how they want to relate with you. And that's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, I know. And I'm sure you've had challenges, and you've had people who were very receptive and just want you to come in and say everything. And I think it goes with the territory. You know, you're not going to have everybody who's accepting, but I feel with giving your message, they're certainly going to understand, and you might tip the scales a little bit, and that's all we're asking for. Tip the scales and try to come to, I don't want to say compromise, it's not the right word, but come to an understanding of why we're all here, you know?
Absolutely.
And I also know that you are one of the hosts of Out of the Fog, which is a show here in our province of Newfoundland and Labrador for our listeners who are not from Newfoundland and Labrador. And we do have a few. Tell us a little bit about Out of the Fog, what it's about, who are your guests, what is it that you talk about, and so on. Take it away.
Absolutely. Out of the Fog, I would say, is one of the biggest accidental blessings to ever come into my life. So it is a talk show that is hosted here on Rogers TV, local programming, and it's available regardless of where you live. They have YouTube, so it links to YouTube, so anyone can watch it at any point in time. But the people I bring on, I think of as the everyday person who are working in their own little bubble, just trying to make it through the day, but trying to make every interaction they have with someone else a little bit better. So I've had the opportunity to interview drag queens who are talking about the importance of drag performances and creating culture in queer spaces and making that accessible to everyone. Mm-hmm. I've talked to refugees who were talking about what it's like to be fleeing a crisis in your home, but still missing your home and not wanting to have left. I've talked to students who are pushing in the student movement and advocating for their rights, the right to free education and knowing what that means to have an educated population. I've talked to people who have competed in beauty pageants, and I'd like to say that I bring everyone to the show because I'm what you would call like a middle class to lower middle class individual and where my socioeconomic standing is. Mm-hmm. And so the people I get to see in my everyday life aren't usually people who get the mic. They aren't usually people who have an audience captivated, waiting to listen to their story, their reasoning, their life. And it's not because what they're doing isn't important. It's just they haven't been given the opportunity to share widely the impact that they have. So I'm just there to be their megaphone. I always tell people when I'm interviewing them, they're like, what do I expect? I'm like, it's your best friend who found out that you're doing something really cool and is so excited to hear about it. And that is who I am. I'm sitting across the table from you. I want to know everything. Share this joy that you have inside you, or share the sadness that you're navigating. And I'm just there to walk this path with you. If you will let me.
Oh, so, yeah. It sounds like a very, very fun position that happens serendipitously, but it's just something you love and something that aligns with your beliefs and the message that you would like to get out to Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. So, I know you've done a lot, and we've talked quite a bit about it, being a good public speaker, going around and getting a lot of things done, and really getting the message out there. So, Laurabel, before we let you go, because I know you've got a lot going on, what do you see for the future of Laurabel Mba Consulting? Well, what is the future of it for this province?
If I dream really big, which sometimes I'm afraid to do, but if I dream really big, I would like to be the choice Newfoundlanders and Labradorians make when it comes to learning about anti-racism and how it impacts diversity, equity, and inclusion within their organizations, whether they're big or small. That's my hope and dream. I would love to grow. I would love to bring on more consultants from varying lived experiences who have anti-racism leading how they work with people and who approach it not on a way of making people feel bad about where they've misstepped, but helping them know that once they know better, they have the choice on whether or not they do better. And we will leave that choice with them. So my goal is to grow, to be the one that Newfoundlanders think about, something that our province is very proud of. And so that's what I would like to be.
Well, I do wish you all the best with your aspirations. And, we all have to dream, to start from somewhere. We have to plant that seed and dream big for it to grow. So I commend you on that. And please keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. And another thing I want to ask you is, with all the young people coming up, and as you've seen, your son is about 6 now, the diversity in schools are changing now, and even at the grade level. So what is the message that you want to get out there to young people, older folks as well, corporations, businesses, about the future of our province in hiring people from diverse backgrounds, not only hiring but retaining them, which we know is a problem in this province. The people come, students leave. Retention is a problem, and we have to address that. So tell us how you feel about this, and, a couple things, how you plan to go about that, and your message to the young and old folks.
I want everyone to know that they matter. Even on your darkest, most difficult days, you matter. You matter not because you give so much to the world, but in just existing, you have the ability to change lives in ways that you didn't know was possible. For being who you are without needing to edit, to crop, or trim parts of yourself to fit into a box. You matter just as you are, and it's okay to have your rough days. You are still valid and are worth having on this earth. For organizations and corporations and just entities in the whole, when you think about the importance of diversity, I look at things through my eyes, through my lived experience, which impacts what I see. Everyone else has a different lived experience, and there is so much beauty and so much for organizations to gain from seeing the differences in the paths walked by other people and how they approach problems. So it might be hard at first to change your corporate culture to be more inclusive and have people editing the way they speak about diversity. But there is so much to gain. I like them to think of it like, I love to use weird descriptions that people can actually see. So think of it like a charcuterie board at a dinner party. Having one thing on a board is great, but it's so much nicer when you have the nuts and the fruit and the grapes and the crackers, and you can build them all together, and it tastes so much better than if all you are eating is nuts, or if all you are eating is a singular kind of cheese. So let the diversity come in. Don't segregate it. Let it mix with things and people, but let it retain what it is as well. And you'll see, one, your organization grow in ingenuity and the way problem solving is approached, but you will also see that people find their home in your space and that they feel welcomed. And in feeling welcome, they will welcome you too. What I like to say when we think about expansion and people have a fear of immigration and all of those things, immigrants have never stripped a country or a place of the things that it has loved. They have only added bits of themselves to make it even better. So don't be afraid of people coming in and like they're going to take something from you. They have no intentions to. They want to add, they want to grow, and they want to bring more joy, more color, more vibrancy to what is already there, but never do they aim to wash it away. So don't be afraid.
Well said, Laurabel. And with the few minutes left, and I know with your schedule, you'll be running off doing all kinds of things. I do want to thank you very, very much for accepting our invitation, for coming on board and letting us know all the wonderful things you've done and things that are in store. And I really hope that we get a lot more folks like you coming on board. And I know you're going to make sure that a lot of people are doing work in diversity, equity, and inclusion. So thank you very much. And what is, with a couple minutes left, what is the message for the young generation? Tell me.
You are going to make an impact in just being you. Do not let society tell you who you are or what you're worth. You are valuable, you are valid, and I'm so excited for you to show us all the things you can do. Because they say the world is your oyster, but it really, truly is. You are a generation that is primed for greatness. You have all the tools accessible to you. Use them in a way that feels comfortable, in a way that feels genuine and authentic. And we can't wait to see you write your history.
Oh, thank you so very much, Laurabel. Well said, and I really appreciate you coming on. I hope we stay in touch, and I'm sure I'm going to see you around. Thank you so much again, and all the best with everything.
Thank you so much for having me. Congratulations on 7 years. Way to go on 6 years of having Black folks talking about their impact. And I can't wait to see what year 7 of this and year 8 of the show look like. So thank you.
Thank you so. Oh my goodness, what an amazing interview we had with Laurabel. And I want to extend a very special thank you to her again for accepting our invitation and to be the first guest here on Caribbean Connection celebrating Black History Month. And to you too, thank you for staying with us. And I certainly hope that you will join us again for the rest of February, every Thursday between 1 and 3 p.m., where we will showcase and highlight some wonderful folks here right in our province of Newfoundland and Labrador who have made significant contributions to our community. Also folks who are upcoming rising stars, and generally overall some really wonderful folks. So stay with us and we will bring to you some wonderful talent. Thank you so much for joining us today here on Caribbean Connections, celebrating this first week of Black History Month. Please join us again next Thursday, same time, same place, 1 p.m. Newfoundland time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. You can get us online anywhere, anytime, www.chmr.ca. Stay well, be kind, stay healthy, and we will see you again next time when our guest would be Nicole Obiodiaka, who's a playwright and a businesswoman. And to take us out today, we're going to hear this fantastic track by Queen Omega. And this is No Love Duplicate.
Soul under mind control. Me see some man got no love, no love, no love in them hearts. Me see them gone, no love at all. That's why this wicked jump on them off fall. Little lion say, you got to really deal in righteousness. Equality for the people wants peace and justice. Freedom of choices and the right to take a stand against the great deception played upon the nation. We no need no glasses to see that them no care them what we kill. We a mission and spoil we career. Look how them poison the atmosphere with all them hatred and greed, injustice and fear. Cause them got no love, no love, no love in them hearts. We see them gone, no love in this world. May they lose them soul under mind control. Them jump on and got no love, no love, no love in them hearts. We see them gone, no love at all. Little lion song rules over all and all and all. Yeah, I feel stand tall. Wicked song I feel fall. You know I tell them, little lion song no local, we international and we global. I'll tell you this, don't call we no local song this, cause we are ambassador in this business. Little lion song no local, we international and universal. I'll tell you this, don't call we no local song this. Little lion, Lord of the country, blaze up the chalice. Come make we rally in the name of cannabis. Rinse the holy herb, ancient practice. Never label marijuana with the slackness. Little lion song, I burn Babylon. Cause say it's okay for man to move under hand. Every day and ridicule the good ganja man. No wonder why the crime rate is responding. The people need the trees to hold a meditation. And the working class will face them tension. Little lion song, burn them down. Don't call we local, we international and we global. I'll tell you this, don't call we no local song. This little lion song, no run this reggae business. No, we no local, we international and we global. Little lion sound, #1 sound.
All right, my beautiful people. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you are here. And oh boy, what a great show we are having here. And I must tell you that I want to thank you all for staying with us here on Caribbean Connection. It's been absolutely wonderful having you here. I am sure you enjoy the first hour, and if you have, there is a lot more coming to you here from me, Sarojini. I am the host of this awesome program called, guess what? Caribbean Connections. And before I go any further, I want to welcome you all here listening on the island of Newfoundland and Labrador, in Toronto, Regina, Saskatoon, Calgary, Vancouver, and on the Sunshine Coast in beautiful British Columbia. And how you doing there? The Wilhelms there in Roberts Creek. Thank you for tuning in. I know that you guys tuning very often, so I do want to welcome you. And moving over to New York, hello Nalini and Vinod and all my other beautiful friends and family there. Welcome. In Connecticut, in Washington, D.C., to the Fall Teens, welcome. I'm going over to Europe, Berlin, Germany, the Netherlands, and crossing over to Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and all the beautiful countries in Africa. Welcome. And of course, not forgetting my brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. How are you? And looking into Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, and the Bahamas, Jamaica, the Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, as well as the British Virgin Islands. I want to thank you all for joining us today. It really means a lot, guys. I know I keep saying that, but I do want to tell you it is true. Without you, the program wouldn't be here. So I do want to thank you. And, we are in, guess what? Our 8th year. Oh my gosh, this is just so remarkable. Like when I think about it, I can't believe that we made it here to the 8th year. And at the end of this year, it would be our 7th year. So thank you for being with us. I'm really appreciating all that you've done for us. And with all that said, we are going to have a bit of news, and I will be right back. So don't go away. Stay with us.
This is 93.5 CHMR FM.
Hi, I'm Natasha, your certified electrologist. When it comes to permanent hair removal, I guarantee results here at Electrolysis Plus. And yes, I did say permanent. While I know that may sound too good to be true, permanent hair removal is achievable at Electrolysis Plus. We offer affordable pricing that may even be covered by some insurance companies. If you're curious to know more or ready to schedule your free consultation, reach us on our socials or check out our website at electrolysisplusnl.com or call me directly at 709-749-3863.
This is a CHMR Top of the Hour News Break.
I'm Catherine Warden. What's happening on campus? Tomorrow, the Office of the Vice Provost, Equity, Diversity, Inclusion, and Anti-Racism invites the Memorial community to join them for African History and Liberation Month. A musical evening at the Rooms with Andrew Kagumba and Marcy Onsinyo. This night of music is taking place at the Rooms tomorrow from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Andrew was born and raised in Uganda and is a pursuing PhD student in ethnomusicology at Memorial University of Newfoundland. Marcy is a Kenyan multidisciplinary artist and is currently pursuing her PhD in ethnomusicology at MUN. Seating is limited. Reserve your free ticket by calling 709-757-8090 or online at mun.ca under events. In local news, the City of St. John's has released its new Recreation Master Plan, a comprehensive framework designed to proactively manage the current and future provision of recreation facilities, spaces, and programs. According to the city, the recommendations and direction within the Recreation Master Plan will help prioritize investment in recreation infrastructure over the next decade. The plan was discussed at a meeting on February 4th. Ward 1 Councillor Jill Bruce, lead for Community Services, says, "The Recreation Master Plan is a vital tool for creating a vibrant, healthy, and inclusive community. By addressing barriers to participation and prioritizing inclusivity, we are ensuring that all residents can benefit from our recreation services." From the CHMR Sports Desk, in the NHL last night, the Edmonton Oilers edged the Chicago Blackhawks 4-3 in overtime on Zach Hyman's winner. The Los Angeles Kings doubled the Montreal Canadiens 6-3. Alex Newhook from Bay Roberts picked up an assist for Montreal, and the New York Rangers got by Boston 3-2. In the NBA last night, the Memphis Grizzlies defeated the Toronto Raptors 138-107. Jamal Shed, Jacoby Walter, and Ochai Agbaji had 14 points each for the Raptors. Canadian Leila Annie Fernandez has advanced to the quarterfinals at the Abu Dhabi Open Tennis Tournament. The 2025 Women's Hockey Rivalry Series between Team Canada and Team USA gets underway tonight in Halifax. The second game will be played on Saturday night in Summerside, PEI. Two curlers from Stephenville will be heading to the Briar and the Scotties in February. Siblings Ryan Lambswood and Sarah McNeil Lambswood. Sarah with Team Godsland and Ryan with Team DeLalo. In local arts and entertainment news, tonight, members of the St. John's music community is coming together to support singer-slash-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist Allison Corbett. Allison was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, and she recently began treatment. Come down to the Ship Pub starting at 9 p.m. to show your love for Allison, along with some of her longtime musical friends. And what a lineup, with Jordan Young, Katie Baggs, Matt Hender, Andrew Waterman, Natasha Blackwood, Sherry Ryan, Tom Coombs, and more. Pay what you can at the door, suggested donation of $15. You can donate directly to Allison at the GoFundMe page, Help Allison Battle Stage 3 Breast Cancer. That wraps up your news break for Thursday, February 6, 2025. I'm Catherine Warden. Have a great day, and thank you for tuning in to CHMR FM. Now, here's your weather from CHMR Chief Meteorologist James Follett.
Good afternoon, folks. Well, for today, the white stuff that Christmas is made of will continue decorating our city for most of the day. Today, looking at snow flurries and blowing snow for much of the day today. Snowfall amounts of 1 to 3 centimeters. Winds northwesterly 20 to 25 kilometers per hour with gusts of 50 near noon, then diminishing to gusts of 40 kilometers per hour later this afternoon. Bundle up today as highs will only head for around -6 degrees. With a wind chill, it's going to feel like -14 degrees. Now for tonight, cloudy with some breaks in the clouds overnight tonight. A chance of flurries early in the evening, then clearing. Northwesterly winds continue, sustained at 20 gusts to 40. Teeth chattering cold. Temperatures plummeting to -16 degrees. A wind chill of -25 degrees. There is a risk of frostbite to exposed skin for greater than 30 minutes. And for tomorrow, morning sunshine giving way to afternoon clouds. Winds westerly 15 in the morning, increasing to 20 gusts to 40 in the afternoon. And highs are similar to today at -6 degrees. With the wind chill, it's going to feel like -13 degrees. For CHMR weather, I'm CHMR Chief Meteorologist James Follett. Have a great day.
This has been a CHMR Top of the Hour news break.
Your bumper is a magnet. I stick on like a magnet. A magnet.
Yeah, it's magnetic. Join Sarojini on Caribbean Connections, Thursdays at 1. Walk through the sands with poetry from our great leaders and academics. Jive with us to soca, reggae, chutney, and calypso. Get your current cricket results, meet special guests, and more. Every Thursday, 11:30 Eastern, 1 p.m. Newfoundland time.
Run it. This one the hit, yo.
Lady Sarojini. Bless up everyone. This is Jordan Ben from Jamaica here representing for the host, Lady Sarojini with the Caribbean Connection Show. Hey, Power 93.5 FM CHMR 11.
I'm not a criminal, so get on your searching. But let me tell you though, if you never know, I'm an island man with an African culture. No drugs, no in on my back.
When we dancing, hey, you are my king, I'm your queen. We don't have nobody in between.
Live from Toronto, this is DJ Eruption. You're listening to Sarojini from Caribbean Connections. Peace out.
Then you hold my bumper and grind slow, deep in.
My beautiful people, hey, this is your host, Sarojini, coming to you, guess what guys, live and in Memorex here from the campus of Memorial University here in very cold St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. Welcome back to our second hour, and we are celebrating Black History Month here at the station at CHMR, which is chmr.ca, everywhere, anywhere in the world. And you just heard the wonderful Laurabel Mba in the first hour, and what a marvelous person she is. My gosh, so talented and smart. And we're bringing you a lot more of that for the rest of Black History Month. So welcome back. If you've stayed with us this far, thank you. But hey, to open up this second segment celebrating Black History Month, let's hear it from the one and only Bob Marley. One love. People, get ready.
One love, so shall it be in the end. One heart, alright. Thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One more thing. Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. One love. So when the man comes, there will be no doom. One soul. Have pity on those whose chances grow thin. There ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation. Yeah. One love. What about the one heart? What about the let's get together and feel alright? I'm fleeing to mankind. One heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
All right, we gotta put her in there, Queen Africa. You know I love this song, and I know you do too, but we gotta be Lioness on the Rise, people.
When the roll is called out, I'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of times. We'll be taking care of all the children thereof, but if it's required, we'll be on the front line. You can call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. Lioness is on the rise, don't you ever have doubt. Never say never, willingness forever to fight and be strong. Once it's for better, I'll write every letter and moving right along. And I'll roll with the punches, accept changes, work with the formula, do what I have to do. can call me by my name. I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. Lioness is on the rise, don't you ever have doubt. When you are willing to serve, we have room to observe, to see if you can walk the walk you took. Let me give you my word, my voice must be heard. Bravery is a piece of my heart. Call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. A lioness is on the rise. Don't ever have no doubt. When the roll is called up.
Did you hear that, people? Lioness is on the rise. Roll with the punches. So let me tell y'all something. Don't worry about the little stuff. Don't sweat it. You roll with the punches. And you know what? You're going to be like her. Queen Africa, lioness on the rise.
Call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Never, anytime, lioness is on the run. Call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. A lioness is on the road.
You know, I want to thank my good friend Didan Ashanta for introducing me to this song a few years ago. I interviewed her when she had just arrived here in Newfoundland, and I met her through another good friend of mine via my daughter Renata Nabila Kurishi, and she introduced me to this song, and I've loved it ever since. So thank you all for sharing this song with me. I know I must play it quite often, but I think by now you guys know all my favorite tunes, right? But hey, you can't go wrong with a good tune, can you? Enjoy.
Beats of my heart. Call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. A lioness is on the rise. Don't ever have no doubt. When the roll is called up, we'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of times.
All right, people. Sorry about the abrupt ending there. I didn't think that it actually uploaded quite well, but we're gonna move over now here to our Newfoundland Troyden Bent. And that's for Mama.
You still remain a strong woman. Mama, we don't know how we are repay you. All of the struggles and pain you got through. You still remain a strong woman. Only her felt the pain when she bring for her we come in this world. Honestly, my father could have never find a better girl to bring I come along. Mama sow life seeds so I can now reap the blessing. Thank you for your teaching, thank you for your lesson. I wish you more life, everlasting. Oh, Mama, me no know how we are repay you. All of the struggles and pain you go through, you still remain a strong woman. Mama, me no know how we are repay you. All of the struggles and pain you go through, you still remain a strong woman. I see her destiny, real queen in her real life history. Mama coming from a far away. Mama said for show love to everybody. Now how can I ever repay you? I can't do it.
So yeah, Jordan Bent, Jamaican Canadian, living part of the time in St. John's, Newfoundland, and then in Jamaica. And he does a lot of recording here on the island and elsewhere. So thank you for enjoying the music. And he is really, really damn good. And I hope you guys will support local artists, especially now, and buy his stuff. And this is Jordan Bent and Mama.
She's a woman. No pain is unbearable like that of a mother. 'Cause she's a woman. She's a woman. Oh mama, I love you now and forever. And I thank you for giving me life. Mama, we don't know how me I repay you. All of the struggles and pain you go through, you still remain a strong woman. Mama, we don't know how me I repay you. All of the struggles and pain you go through, you still remain a strong woman. That's three. Thank you, mama. You're the woman. Maureen. Big woman. Mommy me call her. Struggles and pain you go through. Gideon's Records. Woman. Mama.
Times are hard.
All right, we're going to move over to some wonderful music here now, guys. Enjoy.
She calls out to the man on the street. Sir, can you help me? It is cold and I've nowhere to
Yeah, that's Another Day in Paradise, but I don't think he meant paradise in Newfoundland and Labrador. But how fitting. Enjoy. Dennis Brown, and this is Another Day in Paradise.
He can't hear word. Starts to whistle as he crosses the street. Seems embarrassed to be there. Whoa, think twice. It's just another day for you and me in paradise. Whoa, think twice. It's just another day for you and me in paradise. Think about it. Whoa, Lord, yeah. Whoa, think about it, yeah. She calls out to the man on the street. He can see she's been crying. She's got blisters
another day for you and me in paradise. Whoa, think twice. It's just another day for you and me in paradise. Think about it.
All right, my beautiful people, we're going to take a break and move over to the Queen, Whitney Houston. And this is For the Love of You. So you folks out there looking for the love, this is for you, for the love of you.
When the morning comes, feels good to me. My love and me, yeah. Smoother than a gentle breeze, flowing through my mind with ease, soft as can be.
For the love of you, well, I hope that Caribbean Connections brought you guys some good loving. And this is what Caribbean Connections is all about, folks. I want to thank you again for tuning in, for joining me here in the second hour, celebrating Black History Month here in the beautiful island of Newfoundland and Labrador. So hey, don't go away. We're going to take a quick break and we will be right back. Stay with us.
Chers organismes d'art et de culture au Canada, le programme de placement étudiant du Conseil des ressources humaines du secteur culturel offre encore des subventions salariales. Un appel de 2 minutes, un formulaire en ligne de 20 minutes et vous pourriez recevoir une subvention de quelques 1000 $ en moins de 2 semaines. Si vous avez eu ou si vous prévoyez engager des étudiants de niveau postsecondaire, trouvez-nous sur le web par un moteur de recherche en tapant CRHSC suivi de PP accent aigu. À bientôt!
RCA Theatre Company, the Arts and Culture Centre, and This Might Be Satire Productions present Tamasha O Tamasha by local playwright Azal Dosanjh from June 5th to the 9th. Tamasha O Tamasha is a play about politics, class struggle, and a fool's journey through the comedy of it all. Translated and adapted by Dosanjh from the short plays of much-lauded playwright Gursharan Singh Paji, Tamasha O Tamasha brings humor and absurdity to the stage of the LSPU Hall. Get tickets at tickets.lspuhall.ca or call the hall at 709-753-4531.
Hi, this is Florian Höfner, co-curator and artistic director of the Atlantic Jazz Nights.
And you're listening to the Florian Höfner Trio, featured with other great jazz on My Jazz Links every Tuesday at 7 and Sunday at 8. CHMR FM, where words and music are far from ordinary.
Are you the kind of person who yells at the radio, "Don't tell me about the artist, I don't care where they grew up, just play the song"? If that's the case, then don't listen to my program. I'm Ivan Emke. On my show, Roots and Branches and Beyond, I like to explain where the sounds come from. So if you'd like to know a bit about what you're listening to, every Saturday morning at 11, CHMR 93.5 FM, music that knows where it's from.
Hey, this is Dean from Collective Soul, and you're listening to 93.5 CHMR.
Oh, I'm newly calibrated, all shiny and clean.
Every second, someone flees their home due to natural disasters. The Arctic ice that regulates our planet's weather is vanishing. That means floods, famine, and more are on the rise. But there's a simple solution, and you have the right to know. My name is Parvati. Please join me in creating a healthy future with MAPS, the Marine Arctic Peace Sanctuary. Get involved at parvati.org, PARVATI.org. It literally means the world.
You're listening to... Don't touch that dial.
It's my turn. Campus and community radio stations are committed to fair play. We want to hear your voice. Visit this station to find out how you can volunteer, meet inspiring women, play women's music, attend training sessions, and develop skills for media careers. Play fair, tune in, and drop by this station. Be the change you want to hear. This message was brought to you by Women's Hands and Voices, an initiative of the National Campus and Community Radio Association. Check out our website at ncra.ca/women.
Hey, Mom, can we go rollerblading?
Oh, not tonight, sweetie. Maybe another night.
Mom, parents who spend time with their kids in their younger years have a better chance of being close to their kids in those difficult teen years. I'm 12 right now. When I turn 13, I'll become a whole different person. I'll be a roller coaster of emotions. How are you going to deal with that if we're not close?
Get your blades, honey.
Give your family everything. Give them your time. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
right, my beautiful people. As you know, we frequently do cricket reports here and Caribbean Connections, but today what I've decided to do is I'm going to read a passage from a book written by Derek Walcott, a very famous cricketer, for those of you who do remember. And actually, this book is called, the book is called Derek Walcott, and it is by Robert D. Hamner. So I have picked, actually the book is dedicated with gratitude to Carol. I want to mention that. So here I've chosen a passage, and it is in chapter 3, and it is called Castaway in His Workshop, 1958 to 1967, New York and Trinidad. No particular event signals Walcott's emergence from his apprenticeship years, yet a definite new phase of his career began in 1958. It is in his capacity as playwright that Walcott most evidently advanced beyond his earlier work. During the 10 years from 1958 through 1967, Walcott continued writing, 2 books of poetry published, 4 new dramas produced, but perhaps more important than such signs of his personal growth, he used these years to lay almost single-handedly the foundation for professional theater in the West Indies. By 1967, he had completed early versions of the play that has come to be one of his most famous, Dream on Monkey Mountain. In August of the same year, a milestone was achieved when Walcott's Trinidad Theatre Workshop became the first company of West Indian actors to tour outside the Caribbean. Wasn't that really special, guys? You know, a lot of these things I didn't know, and I'm sure a lot of you didn't either if you're not from that generation, you know. And also, like, my father played cricket. He was an avid cricket fan and lover, and some things we heard. But, you know, for the most part, a lot of what I read and what people are telling me is so new. And here's another little passage that I'm going to read here. Let's see here. I think it's maybe from one of his poems. So here goes. Fold up your hopes to show them to your children, because the sun has settled now. Behind the horizon of our bold history, now no man can measure the horizon of his agony. This grief is wide, wide, a ragged futility that beats against these rocks, like sea bells Angelus. The man is dead. History has betrayed us.
Are you ready?
Well, all original cricket fan and all West Indian and wait for the hand, man. Got them have some little put together team around the world and talk about them more contest the big WI. I don't tell you. Yo, where they come from? Where they come from? Wait for the world. Wait for the world.
What island we come from? Answer the call. Come, let me show them. Come rally on. What island we come from? Answer the call. Show them we culture. Come rally on.
I show them wanna play cricket, but you take all them wicked. Any team tells you know we're going wreck it, and we batsman them all select it. 6 or a 4, you know we're going make it. And him goal LBW. He want make a run and we bowl him for ducks. Bowl him for ducks and him run out of luck. West Indies we get the goal cup.
What island we come from? Answer the call. Come let me show them. Come rally on. What island we come from? them with culture. Come rally on.
Show them how you just do it.
Yeah.
Come wine, show me you want it.
I'll see you whenever you feel
Don't
it.
make them know.
This is we time.
On the ball and we'll get the six. We get the six and the people.
It's a glorious hit. Not the first one that he's hit. Played some lovely shots. Marlon Samuels brings up his 50. 54 of 46. The strike rate steadily improving.
Oh, further. That is nailed and drilled. And again, he doesn't get the Yorker right. This has been a superb innings from Samuels.
Real asset. A nervous day, nervous night. It's just a flick. Just a flick off his feet. Marlon Samuels. Gone way into the stands. Just look at the way he renews himself. He's hit that one hard. There's a fielder down there that's going to be out caught. Yep, another one out. They can't hit sixes, can they? On the sixth throw in, trying to go offside. Finding the edge of Badri's fingers.
Turnaround in this match. The dancers are coming out. And just some style. Bowling for ducks and him run out the lock.
Not far enough, I don't think. Not far enough, comfortably. Samuels adds something to the wickets column. In addition to the runs, the vital runs, the match-winning runs that he scored, they're dusting him off. They're dusting him off for the man of the match. Keep him clean.
And the people love it. And him ball and we lick it before. Lick it before and the ball out more.
Well, Sri Lanka has actually looked really good throughout the tournament.
One to the team from down India.
This is the moment. This is the moment. It is the moment. The West Indies have won the 2012 World T20. 47 runs the margin.
If you're ready to get on board, say yeah. If you're ready to wave your flag, say yeah. If you're ready to show them how, say yeah. So jump, bossy, wave, bossy, jump. Tyler, we come from answer the call. Come, let me show them. Come rally on.
I'm done here.
Tyler, we come from answer the call. Show them we culture. Come rally on. Tyler, we come from answer the call. Come, let me show them. Come rally on. Tyler, we come from answer the call. Show them we culture. Come rally on.
All right, that was Square One and Sean Paul, West Indies Cricket. So, hey, you guys, you know whose birthday it is today? The one and only Bob Marley. And I want to thank my friend Nalini for putting that bug in my ear with everything going on around me. Thank you, Nal. Thank you. You know, sometimes as we get older, things slip our minds. But listen, today is Bob Marley's birthday. He would have been 80 years old. Happy birthday, Bob Marley. This is for you all. Get up, stand up.
Stand up for your right. Come on. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Most people think great God will come from the sky away everything and make everybody feel high. But if you know what life is worth, you would look for yours on earth. And now you see the light, you stand up for your rights. Ja, get up, stand up. Ja, ja, stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Life is your right. Get up, stand up. So we can't give up the fight. Stand up for your rights. Lord, Lord. Get up, stand up. Keep us traveling on. Don't give up the fight. Yeah.
We're sick and tired of your ism, schism, game, dine and go to heaven in Jesus' name, Lord. We know when we understand. Almighty God is a living man. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. So now we see the light. What you gonna we gonna stand up for our rights. Yeah, so you better get up, stand up in the morning. Give it up, stand up for your rights. Stand up right now. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Don't give it up, don't give it up. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Get up.
So this is for Bob Marley's 80th birthday. Get up, stand up for your right, people.
Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up. Shade, real hot in the shade.
All right, it's minus 12 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. But you know what? Here in Caribbean Connections, we're gonna warm you guys up with 96 degrees in the shade by Third World.
Said it was 96 degrees in the shade. 10,000 soldiers on parade, taking I and I to meet a big bad boy sent from overseas, the Queen employed. Excellency, before you I come with my representation. You know where I'm coming from. You caught me on the loose, fighting to be free. Now you show me a noose on the cotton tree. Entertainment for you, martyrdom for me. 96 degrees in the shade. Real hot, yes, in the shade. 96 degrees in the shade.
It's 96 degrees in the shade by Third World, and I certainly hope that warms you guys up today, because I'm telling you, it's a chilly, brisk -12 in the beautiful city of St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. So here we go with our very own Troyden Bent, Jamaican Canadian living part-time in St. John's and part-time in Jamaica. So folks, we're continuing with Bob Marley and Stir It Up. The next one will be Troyden Bent, so do enjoy this. So here we go, people. Alright, here's our one and only Troyden Bent.
Trident, hits after hits after records, my mind. Music is a healer, so is my voice. These words help you receive what's in my mind. Hey, Rastafari, long live the King. Empress Menen, Queen lives within. And I can't forget everything happened for reasons some and I regret. While the leaders sweep the truth under the carpet, tell the people spread the news and expose it, cause them not care about you. So know what you do, be wise up in your mind. I pray higher than this elite system where victims of blood them drinking every time. So me have it. Hey, Rastafari, long live the King. Empress Menen, Queen lives within. Each time you wake, put love in your heart. Hydrant, put a positive in your thoughts. Research on the words and the language you talk, cause there is so much that's untold from the past. When they try to take out a far right the ras, the king had no fear when them big bomber blast. Behold the warning about them in contrast. A tree without a root is like a break without a fast. So me have faith. Hey, Rastafari, long live the King. Empress Menen, Queen lives within. I'm more like, yeah. One. Long live the King. I'm a told them try them can't come cage me. Mama Africa me have to reach safely. Never defile and extinguish the truth. teach history and love to the youth. Listen, man. Music is a healer.
Did you hear that, folks? Troy and Bent, music is the healer.
These words help you receive what's in my mind. Yeah. Hail Rastafari, long live the King. Empress Nene, Queen lives within.
All right, we're going to hear a little more of Troy and Bent. This is Island Man.
Hits after hits. The other day, me a check in on the line at the airport. We fly out, we go do a show. A girl from custom stopped me and said, "Sir, can I speak to you? Let me see your bag, we smell something funny." We said, "True that, pardon me. I'm another criminal, so get on your searching. Let me tell you though, if you never know, I'm an island man with an African culture. No drugs, no in, I'm a bag. You know the story, I am a Rastaman. Island man with an African culture. No drugs, no in, I'm a bag. You know the story, I am a Rastaman. Stop trying to stop my flow, I'm not illegal. The book fi do a show of foreign, so nobody treat me like a criminal.
Well, my beautiful people, here we are at the end of the program, but just for today, we are going to continue with our Black History Month celebrations. And join us again next week, February the 13th, between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. And you're going to hear another special guest, Nicole Obiadaka. She is just absolutely amazing. So please tune in. Listen to some more Black History Month vibes. We certainly have them curated for you. But before I go, I want to thank you very much for joining us today. Folks, it really means a lot to me, to us, for you to be here. That's what keeps me going. And again, be kind, stay well, stay healthy, and don't forget, join us again next week, 1 p.m. Newfoundland time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So to take us out today, folks, I have chosen one of my favorites for this time of year, and it's Maxi Priest, and this is Peace Throughout the World. So once again, thank you again. I'll see you next week, and bye for now.
Around me, it don't seem so wrong. I gotta find a way straight. 'Cause if we don't get it together, gonna be too late. Whoa, peace, just a little peace, yeah, yeah. Peace, peace throughout the world. In a world where people's feelings don't matter, in a world where people just don't care, yeah. I search the high and low to find myself an answer. Nothing seems to matter, no one seems to care. You take a look to the future, what do you see? 20th century, going down on its knees. If we ever get there, what would we do? 'Cause there won't be nothing there for me and you.
Now is the time where peace is the vibe. Let's join together and strive, yeah? To find a new way, to see a clear way, a new existence here, in which we can stay somehow individually achieving with peace of mind, positively aiding all mankind. Make this world a better place to ensure the survival of the human